I only got 25% left, Captain. Okay, Scotty, give her all she's got. Do you notice anything that's different about me today? Do I look more attractive or do I look more ugly to you? Okay. Let's not discriminate against ugly people, okay? Do you notice anything that's different about me today? One, my hair's a little bit longer because I've been going at it all week without. Yesterday I got hit by some Montezuma's Revenge, and I got a couple different, tracing it down to a couple different possible causes, but I think after thinking about it quite a while, I think it's because I haven't been using these enough wet wipes to disinfect your hands, right? There's a bug in the dirt called Eurytrema. This is actually, in theory, Copyright Act. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not pretending to be a medical doctor, but I have a brain and I know how to read. I'm just repeating what a physicist said. There's a parasite in dirt. It's commonly called rabbit fluke. Scientifically, it's called Eurytrema. If you don't believe me, look at AI. Look up AI. AI will tell you. And this is everywhere in dirt. No people in the comments yet. And this is supposedly supposed to be, I think, what causes like the third bread and butter. Everybody's on this stuff, right? Because they're poisoning the food supply.
Say a command.
Right? Making everybody, this is their bread and butter. Everybody's affected with this. Right? And especially here in the United States. And so I've been touching a lot of dirt. And that it's possible that that's it, or some people are filthy, they don't wash their hands, right? And so you've got to disinfect your hands. These are wet wipes. I add alcohol, but good alcohol, not bad alcohol. I add what's called, you can find it at Walgreens, just got to look for it. You can find it at Walgreens. Hardly you can find it at Walmart. I don't think I've ever seen it at Walmart, to tell you the truth. But it's called ethyl alcohol. And according to the physicist Hulda Clark, this is the only alcohol you should have. Okay? But anyhow, yeah, so I stopped using these. I was using them hot and heavy for a while. But I stopped using them, and man, I tell you what, I had to use one of those porta potties. And let me tell you, all porta potties are not created equal. Big time. And there ought to be a some type of certification for them, to where grade, grade A, low grade, good grade, to where they meet a standard. It's not difficult to do. And you know, this would be good for the companies that, you know, provide this service. Some are like, comparatively speaking, are immaculate compared to others. And so anyway, so I got really sick, and hopefully that will go away. And so I got me a few snacks. Got me a little OJ going on here. And happy Saturday. This is the last Saturday of September. And I don't know what the temperature is going to be, but we got some rain on Wednesday, which is unusual for California. And over here in California, you know, this used to be the breadbasket of the nation. You've got, you know, agriculture going on everywhere, and it's been all summer long, so there's zero rain, right? And so you have all this mud all over the roads, and you have oil, because there's a lot of oil that gets built up, you know. Vehicles contain oil and they leak. Look at Walmart parking lot. It's a oil junkyard. This is what's going to transform the place. You know, electrics don't do that. And yesterday, finally, instead of seeing Teslas all the time, I finally saw a car hauler hauling some Rivians. I think they're called Rivians. Trucks. They're like Jeep trucks. While Rivian is electric. They only make electric cars. I guess you call that an SUV. I don't know. To me, it looked like a truck, pickup truck. Because all you see are Teslas. Remember, we used to, when we were in grade school, we used to dog the Soviet Union because all their cars look the same. What do you think Tesla's doing? This place is turning into what they used to call communist, right? Look at Cuba. Cuba, their cars are from the 1950s. That's what this place is turning into. Look at China. China has every different brand name of car you can think of, all different shapes and sizes. Futuristic looking cars, but they don't permit them here because it's a Tesla killer. But yet they're permitted everywhere else on planet Earth. United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, Spain, Europe, all over Europe, Africa, South America, Argentina, Brazil. Everybody's getting these high-tech, cutting-edge technology cars, that software that actually works. But yet the United States, they're forbidden because it's a Tesla killer. That's why. So today is Saturday. Needless to mention, they're only $10,000 for a brand new car. These new electrics that are out of China. Can you imagine that? Everyone else around the world is getting a brand new car off the lot for $10,000, what we pay for a used car. A 15-year-old used car. How does that grab you? Okay. So, okay, I got my glasses here. So it's almost about to be October. Does everybody remember the black and orange candies? Well, you all have probably been to Walmart if you're here in the United States. If you're in other countries, I don't know what it's like. I've never traveled to other countries. You know, the only other country I've been to is Canada and Mexico. And well, here in the United States, every year around October, Halloween, they play Charlie Brown on TV, and Charlie Brown Halloween, and then the next month they play Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, and then the next month they play Charlie Brown Christmas. And well, around this time, I haven't been to Walmart in a minute, but I imagine they're fully stocked on all the Halloween stuff by now. There are candies that you give on Halloween. I don't know if other countries have Halloween. It's trick or treat, when all the kids dress up as ghouls and goblins, and they dress up in costumes, and then they go to house and they knock on the door and they go trick or treat, right? And so the stores, they stock up on candy, and the most popular candy is this one. It's orange. They come in orange and black, and it's like a, I don't know, it's kind of like a honey, well, bit of honey. Remember bit of honey? It's kind of like that. It's kind of like a taffy, and on the inside of the taffy, it's like, has like peanut butter. And you know, it was like you always threw those candies away, right? You look for the other candies, but now they actually seems like something, you know, you might be interested in. I don't know if they still make them. They have to still make them, but they used to be really super. They were like a penny, right? You get bags of them at Kmart, and when you get home with your pillowcase, because we'd use a pillowcase to collect all the candy. If you were a hardcore trick-or-treater, and you dump out your candy, you'd be loaded with those orange and black ones. So let's see how the signal's doing today. Let's see who's on. Some new dude. Looks like an agent. You got a miniature orange man. I don't know if you've seen that one that's going around. Miniature orange man. Okay, Superstar Fion is on. Superstar Fion is always on. He's got 15 people in the room. 18 people. Okay, so let me go to myself here. But nobody else is on. Like Justice, he's not on. Right? He's probably sleeping. Probably asleep right now. All that HO1, is it called HO1 or HO3 that comes in the vaporizers? It's opium. Did you know that? I've never seen it. I just saw somebody talking about it on here. Okay. Some new dude. Maybe I should have told you his channel name, huh? It's a new guy. I can't tell you his racial ethnicity because that could be considered, racist whenever you even mention the word. But there's some new guy on there, but usually you can tell an agent. They have a certain personality type. You don't believe me? Look up, what's his name? Marrero. What was his name? Something Marrero. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can. Hey, where's my other phone? Okay, 1, 2. Oh, right up here. That's my main phone. Don't want to touch it. I'll look it up right here in a minute. Okay, here's somebody. I'm going to have to boot somebody today. Okay. Organic Productions is booted. Put user in timeout. Add as moderator. Okay, we'll put him in timeout, and then if we see him again, talking smack, we'll 24 hours. Okay. Dustin, where are you from? Where are you from, Hoser? Okay. $50 for what? You want to send me $50? If you want to, Mazor, if you want to send me $50, let me know. Because I do have a Cash App. It's never had anything sent to it. Okay. Yeah, that's true. I know, but you that are talking about the wet wipes, yeah, they're loaded full of freaking chemicals. If you look behind the thing, if you look behind this thing, you'll see all the freaking chemicals. They make it look like it's, pure and natural green tea and cucumber. And then you lift this, they have all the ingredients hiding. You lift this and you can see all the chemicals that are in it. So that's why I said I bought these. I bought these off of Amazon, which are pure, but it's backwards because the cameras. Let me show you. See, I bought these off Amazon. They're pure. They're called water wipes. They've got a few. You got to search. You got to really search around to find them. Now the sun's starting to come in. You got to really search around to find them. But look, they don't have one of these. They don't have one of these tops on them. Isn't that convenient? Right? As soon as you open them, you know it's going to all dry out. But it doesn't have any chemicals. So I'll have to figure out how to use these, but they do this crap on purpose. They got good stuff, but they won't put it in a good package that you can actually use. So you use those later. So yeah, so kind of like the best, the less of the worst. But what was I talking about? Okay, I was going to search for something. I was going to search, Marrero, that's right. So let me put this back here. And I was going to search for this Marrero guy. Okay? Because somebody commented that I'd said there's a new dude. Okay? Okay, so let's come in here and ask who was the FBI informant in Cuba, Marrero. Who was the Cuban spy? No. Marrero, here we go. Yeah. Rafael Marrero. You go look for him and you'll see basically the character type of these people. And they're all over the internet now, posing as regular people. These informants are drug addicts. They get all the sex they want. Drug addicts. They can do all the drugs they want, party all they want. They create all kinds of havoc. They're like devils. If they ever get arrested, if they get sent to jail, they get let out. They don't even write them up. They get to do whatever they want. If you don't believe me, do research on FBI informants. This is what William O'Neill was. Back in the day, back in the 60s, they gave him $300. I don't know what that would be in today's money. The head honcho, John Edgar Hoover of the FBI back in the 60s, gave this dude, which is basically like this guy, Rafael Marrero from Cuba, basically gave him $300, wrote him out a check, $300 for a job well done. When they took out 21-year-old civil rights activist, gunned him down with machine guns, the police department, the Attorney General of Chicago, the Mayor of Chicago, the Chief of Police of Chicago, and the leader of the FBI and the Attorney General of the United States government went in there and murdered him. The Murder of Fred Hampton is the name of the documentary, which has been taken off the market. Okay? Fred Hampton was 20 or 21 years old, and they murdered him. And nobody even got a slap on the wrist. Even though they played it all over mainstream media, like, we're going to get justice, we're taking it to court. It's like Lucy pulling the football. Everybody across the whole United States is watching the court, right? It's a big freaking scam by the devils. Nobody went to jail for it. Plowed him down with machine guns. Planned it. They had their police meeting at 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning. They had their police meeting. They went in there and planned to go over there and gun him down. And that's exactly what they did. They went over there in front of his house and started freaking plowing down, shooting into the house. And you can see this by watching The Murder of Fred Hampton, the documentary, if you can find it. But I'm telling you now, I used to promote it. I've got the DVD, but the DVD has been removed from Amazon. Just like they removed Aaron Russo, Mad as Hell. 2 documentaries that they removed off the market. But yeah, that guy that's on here, this is how they control the narrative of the community. They're also in the community. They're posing as homeless people. They're from the very bottom all the way up to the top. How do you think they keep control? How do you think they control everything? They have to know what the people are doing to keep them in line. So they use these kind of people, and you get to recognize them. Like I said, the internet is loaded with them. A lot of the times they'll wear fake beards, right? They don't look like a person from poverty, okay? And because they don't live in poverty, they live decent, doing what they want to do, just be an informant for the FBI. It doesn't matter what's right or wrong, right? So that's why I said that. But I don't know if I can give you the person's YouTube name. But yeah, this is Morero. I forget what he did. Oh yeah, I guess they were going against Fidel Castro. Rafael Morero and its leadership were the above ground face of the Puerto Rican. Okay, it's from Puerto Rico, not Cuba. The Puerto Rican Revolutionary Organization, the Fuerzas Armadas de Liberación Nacional. With the intent of neutralizing this radical project, the FBI recruited and handsomely paid Rafael A. Marrero. Okay? These are the kind of people who do this stuff. And these are the kind of people who are all over the internet right now posing as regular people. Yeah, so I guess he was... Wait, is Fidel Castro from Puerto Rico? No. I don't know. I think... No, you know what he was doing? I think he was trying to... He was going after Joanne. I forget her last name, but then there's another guy, Wesley. I forget his first name, but now he's known as Abu Jamal. And what's her name? Joanne. Isn't that Tupac's mom? I forget. Asada. Something Asada. I think that's who he was trying to capture, or, you know, basically backstab. I forget what the hell he was doing, but you can find out about him by reading the book, which you should read this book anyway. It's by Ward Churchill. He's supposedly a Native American, even though some people claim that he's not, right? And I think he is. You know, there's some Native Americans who are very white complected. You can't tell, right? They look white. This is what Ward Churchill looks like. But Ward Churchill wrote a book that you absolutely should read. It's called Agents of Repression. And this is what I'm talking about. You'll learn about this Rafael Marrero in there. Tells you what he done, and also the Black Panther Party, the Young Lords, the Latin Kings, all these civil rights movements that were going on in the 60s. But the name of the book is called Agents of Repression, and you'll see how these people took out a 15-year-old Native American girl. It was the Attorney General, the State Attorney General, and I think the Chief of Police. She was an informant. And like I told you, informants get to do all the drugs they want to. They snitch on people who are doing drugs. This is how they bust people who are selling drugs, moving into their market, because they're the ones selling drugs, right? And she was an informant, and they took her out and did the unthinkable to her. And nobody even got a slap on the wrist. How much more can you not believe than that? You don't believe it? Read the book, Agents of Repression by Ward Churchill. It's absolutely documented fact. This happened somewhere around that fight that went on between the American Indians and the government up by Dakota, right? Somewhere around Dakota or that area. And probably Wyoming and stuff close to there. Absolutely documented fact. That is craziness. Took her out, did the unthinkable, and after they done the unthinkable to her, both of them got her. 15-year-old, the attorney general, and the chief of police in their government vehicle on duty. That's freaking crazy. And so anyhow, that's why I say you can spot these people a mile away. Usually you can spot them a mile away. They have a certain attitude, a certain behavior, and a certain appearance. Makes sense. So let me go back on there and see who's on there. So see what's going on YouTube live streams. Yeah, that Rafael Marrero was something else, man. He was kicking back, eating bacon and eggs every morning, right? Listen to what the people don't realize. These people are in your neighborhood, right? They're kicking back, and you're like, this is whack. This dude doesn't even, you know, in Spanish it calls them sinvergüenzas, right? Shameless. Sitting here, you know, just kicking back in the community, doing whatever, living like a king off other people. Go in and watch some YouTube clips on this guy and the family that he was living with. They will tell you what he was like, right? And this way you will know what these kind of people are like, so you can be able to spot them in your community. And so, you know, and that way you'll know history, because people who forget history are doomed to repeat it. Something like that. Okay, so I predicted crypto about 6 days ago. I said, my prediction is 70% chance Bitcoin will hit 108, which is a time to buy, right? I said 30% chance it'll skyrocket up to 120. Well, my prediction was correct, because yesterday it went to 108. It was 108.7, I think. So now it might go lower. You know, my prediction is, I'm going to say 30% chance it'll go lower now, and 70% chance it'll start climbing. You know, and I have to look at the charts again to give more of an description, but my prediction was correct. It went back to 108. So that's pretty good, huh? But it didn't get down to 108. It got to 108.9, which is almost like 109. So pretty damn close. Now, if you want to learn about Bitcoin, which is the future, if you have kids, you should, in my opinion, you should buy $500 worth, put it in there and forget it, right? Because if you'd have, when that kid is 18 years old, that's 20 years from now. If you had done that 20 years ago, you'd be a millionaire. Straight up, right? Do the math. It was going for what, $4, and now it's at 100,000. What is that? Like 800% gain. So you'd take $500 times 800. That's how much money you'd have. So I would say you owe it to yourself to learn about it. And if you, like I said, if you want to jump in both feet, then there is one school in the whole world, okay? And that school is online, and it's called Keystone Research Group. Go online and you'll see it. Keystone Research. It's the only school class that teaches crypto. The creator of this school is a young guy by the name of Iman Shafi, who actually lives on the Cayman Islands, wherever the heck that is. I imagine it's down by the Virgin Islands, right? He's the one who started this, teaching people about it. So if you want to jump in both feet, I showed you a book about it. And if you want to know what this whole thing is, it's for money for the whole world. And everybody is jumping on board. Everyone around the world, Brazil, China, India, Africa, Russia, with this new money system, which is basically BRICS, and this is what the orange man is pushing for too. He's on board with it. And you know, it's all these nations coming together. And so go on Amazon and look for books. I showed you one that I read, which is pretty good. But if you want to jump in both feet, you know, go full force, then there is a school. There's a book, but there is a school. And like I said, it's called Keystone Research Group. Okay? They show you all the ins and outs, what to do, and everything like that. Now, if you want to see some YouTube personalities, which there's all kinds of phonies out there, right? People just trying to make money on YouTube. And but there are a couple of guys who've been, you know, pretty legit. These are real people. One of them is in Puerto Rico. It's funny, you know, that I'm talking about Puerto Rico. One of them is in Puerto Rico, and he's a hardcore Bitcoin advocate, and his YouTube channel is called something alert. Bitcoin alerts or something. Let me see what his YouTube channel name is. Bitcoin alerts. Okay, it's called Bitcoin News Alerts. This is a guy in Puerto Rico. Let me see, make sure it's him. Let me make sure this is him. Okay, it's called Bitcoin News Alerts. This is a guy in Puerto Rico. Okay, videos. I'm just making sure it's him. Second. Yeah, it's called Bitcoin News Alerts. This is all Bitcoin, not all the other, you know, Ethereum and all that other stuff. He's a hardcore Bitcoin dude, right? And his YouTube channel name is Bitcoin Alerts. Okay, that's him. And I'll tell you another guy. Another guy is right here in the United States. And he tells all different cryptos. Ethereum, he's a millionaire. I think he's a millionaire. He's got Lamborghinis and all these other bells and whistles. But he's a real dude. He's here in the United States. And his name is George. What the hell is the name of his channel? Okay, let me see here. Get rid of this one. George Crypto. Okay, his YouTube channel name is Crypto, not Crypto. Cryptos Are Us. This is George. You know what he reminds me of? You remember that guy on Star Trek? He was like a really super smart guy. He did all these amazing things. I don't remember exactly what the show was about, but at the end they found out that the person, this super smart person, was this little kid. He was a little kid and he had like a bald head, and I remember he had laughed when or something, but I don't remember the Star Trek episode. But it was this kid. He was probably about 10 or 11, probably like 10 years old, or 9 or 10. And that's what he reminds me of. Right? They tried to make him, he looked like he was this really smart person. Well, that's what this guy is, George. But his YouTube channel name, he's talks all about crypto. These are 2 channels that I'm telling you about. There's dozens of different people on there. They're all freaking bogus. But this YouTube channel name is called Cryptos Are Us. One word. Cryptos Are Us. Check them out. And that way you'll start to learn a little bit about this stuff. Okay, so that's all I've got to talk about right now. Thank you for leaving comments. In here, I think I read them all. How to have a deep... His name... Potato. Whose name was Potato? He Liu. I don't know what you're talking about there. Alu Kanga. Well, anyway, thanks everybody for leaving messages. I don't know, you dude who's talking about your wife. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You don't say where you're from. You don't say anything about your wife, how old you are, anything like that. So it's basically meaningless. And you person put $50 in the chat. Let me know if you want to send that. Thanks for... Okay, you person who's APE. Oh, what is that name supposed to mean, first of all? APE. And you're talking about ethyl alcohol. I see you're talking about ethyl alcohol, but are you too embarrassed to go on these YouTubes and make a video? Because if not, what you're saying here, let's see it. No, maybe not, because people are dumb and they'll start copying crap, right? But then again, a lot of people are doing stupid stuff on here. But yeah, that's what I've heard actually. Okay, so Describe the smell. It's kind of like well, crap for one, right? Doo-doo and piss, urine mixed with some freaking funky chemicals, right? But who knows? Maybe they use different ones use different chemicals. Who knows what the hell kind of chemicals they're using in it? But it freaking sticks to you, and you can smell it. And that's all I can say about it right now. Maybe some are use nastier chemicals than others. It'd be nice if somebody would come up with something organic. You know, Bill Gates. You know what Bill Gates did, right? He was trying to I won't name a country because it's embarrassing, but they have a real bad problem with that. I mean, they go out in the backyard, go in the field, wherever. So Bill Gates said, I'm going to give $200 million to you scientists if you can invent something. You know, there's got to be a better way. I mean, they don't even have basic essentials. They should have, you know, there's all kinds of different stuff. It needs attention. Nobody's talking about it. All right, thanks everybody for leaving messages. I appreciate it. Some good questions in the comments. Something to think about. It actually is directing the narrative. So we'll talk to you later. I know that's not much content. You know, it's just impromptu, whatever comes to mind right now. But I've been, you know, busy to where I can't actually concentrate on any certain topics right now. So be sure to stay tuned and subscribe so you can catch me when I go live, because it's just better that way. Talk to you later.